and severe tropical storm Maring 2021 in La Union were among the notable events that put northern Luzon communities in the test. Also, aside from these destructive typhoons, we also have encountered the hazards or the impacts of these typhoons: strong winds, heavy or torrential rains, storm surge, massive floodings. However, however, on the other side of the story, we remain resilient. I believe in that. No, our capacity to issue reliable forecasts and warning has already been noticeable in other countries, and it is with confidence to say that as far as having modern met and hydromet equipment and facilities are concerned, the DOST-PAGASA no longer lags behind technologically advanced foreign countries. Hence, imperative to increasing resilience. I think of this as 5 C's. No, C, first C is capable staff and employees. C, and second C is clear and accurate forecasts. Third C, close cooperation with local government units and disaster managers and responders. Fourth C is C, communication and positive link with the media and other NGOs. And the last C is commitment to take early action protocols to have a risk-informed and proactive citizens. With the WMO theme, early warning and early action, this is also in line with, and I'm also very grateful that this year we will be implementing our first green climate funded project, the multi-hazard impact-based forecasting and early warning system for the Philippines. This project will be headed by PAGASA to address the need for a more proactive and inclusive climate risk management in the country. The main goal of this project is to transform what the weather will be to what the weather will do. One of the pilot areas is to Gigerao City, which can later be upscaled in other areas in northern Luzon. This initiative, which aims to translate warnings into action, further proves that R&D activities are now translated into operational services of PAGASA that would help not just the concerned agency, but all the concerned stakeholders down to the last mile. In view of this, please allow me to recognize the efforts
Recording
Services
in
Division.
progress.
Indeed, you are all considered modern or silent heroes in the country, and may this year's theme figure all your efforts to further help our government in providing assistance to vulnerable communities and further strengthen the voice of science into policy and decision making. Without further ado, we must keep in mind that in these exceptional times, we need exceptional action. Good afternoon, and I wish all a happy World Meteorological Day. God bless us all, stay healthy, and be safe always.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Telma, for the warm and motivating message. Having a wide coverage of supervision, the NLPRSD through our network of stations provides all necessary informations to our stakeholders. And to give us a glimpse of how the stakeholders utilize this information, may we have this short video compilation. For a moment, we are having some technical difficulty. Again, we would like to thank our participants from the Northern Luzon for sharing their time for this afternoon.
Walang audio, Sir Rom.
Okay, thank you for that. Sorry. I'll just start the video. Sorry for that. Ronald D. Stabilio, Area Cluster Head, Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines.
Naimbag Aldao, happy 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day. We are always grateful to the PAGASA for giving us accurate and timely weather updates. The early warning services of the PAGASA is crucial in the aviation industry since we rely on it every day. On some occasion, our judgment or decision is, in a certain extent, based on weather updates, especially during typhoons. So, if for an ordinary person, weather update is nothing, for us, it is everything. Again, congratulations PAGASA, agyaman kami iserbisyo yo.
Mr. Russell Dave Simorio, GMA 7 reporter, Balitang Amyanan, representing Cluster 2.
Unang-una sir, maganda yung ugnayan ng PAGASA at ng media. Dahil agad-agad ay naipaparating po natin sa publiko yung mga impormasyon na kailangan nilang malaman. Halimbawa na lang, inaabisuhan nyo kami sir kapag may mga low pressure area na papasok sa ating Philippine Area of Responsibility. Agad-agad ay naire-report po natin ito sa public at napaghahandaan nila kung sakali man na itong LPA na to ay maging bagyo. Alam nyo kasi sir, minsan talagang hindi maiwasan na yung iba ay hindi nila mapaghandaan yung mga sakuna na darating, kaya may mga buhay na nasasayang, may mga pamilyang nawawasak dahil dito. Pero dahil sa pamamagitan ng PAGASA at ng media ay napaghahandaan ng publiko kung ano yung mga paparating, kung ano yung pumapasok na bagyo sa ating bansa. Halimbawa na din yung termination sir ng amihan at ito nga pagpasok ng panahon ng tag-init. Napaghahandaan din ng publiko kung ano yung mga kailangan nilang iwasan. Halimbawa sir, sabi niyo po, hanggat maaari, iwasan muna yung mga outdoor activities ng alas 10 hanggang alas 3 ng hapon kasi dyan talaga nararamdaman yung matinding init ng panahon. So sa mga ganyang paraan sir, napaghahandaan yan ng publiko at syempre maiwasan po nila yung mga sakit na maaaring makuha sa tag-init katulad ng heat cramps at heat exhaustion. At ayun, malaking bagay yun sir no, sa publiko yung ugnayan ng PAGASA at ng media.
The Cordillera Administrative Region Center for Health Development, representing Cluster 3. PAGASA Early Warning System, its relevance to disaster risk reduction for health. In 2019, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration completed its early warning system. How is the system beneficial to disaster risk reduction management in health? Ultimately, the PAGASA early warning system drives the attainment of the three goals of PRM health. First, uninterrupted health services during emergencies and disasters. Second, averted preventable morbidities and mortalities. Third, the outbreaks secondary to emergencies and disasters. Mr. David B. Banawi, Project Development Officer, DRRM Focal, Department of Education, Aurora, representing Cluster 4.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na po sa mga kawani ng pag-asa na sa kasalukuyan ay namumuna sa pagdiriwang ng World Meteorological Organization Day. Ang pag-asa ay isa sa maraming mga clusters na katuwang ng ating pamahalaan na may malaking ambag tungo sa pag-aatid ng mga makabuluhan at up-to-date na mga balita tungkol sa kalalagayan ng ating panahon. Lalong-lalo na kung ang pinag-usapan ay tungkol sa mga bagyo, pagbaha, pagbabago ng panahon at iba pa. Tunay nga po na napakalaga ng tungkuling ginagampanan ng pag-asa, kung kaya't ang ating pamahalaan ay laging nakadepende sa advice nila. Mahalaga kasi na i-consider yung mga datos at announcements ng pag-asa sa mga decision making upang sa ganun ay mas matulungan natin ang ating mga kababayan. Hindi naman po kasi lingid sa ating kalaman na may mga fake news na lumalabas sa ating mga social media na kung minsan ay naghahatid ng kalituan at panik sa ating mga kasamahan. Sa kagawaran ng edukasyon sa ngayon ng Aurora, ako bilang focal person ng Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Services ay lagi nakadepende sa announcement na nagbumula sa pag-asa kasi mahalaga ng anumang balita na aking ipapalabas sa field ay yung galing sa reliable source at sa ganitong paraan nakakasiguro tayo na ang ating bibigay sa field ay tama at naiwasan ang mga maling balita. Sa pamamagitan ng pag-asa, nakakapagbigay tayo ng mga up-to-date weather updates at mga announcements kung kaya't ang ating mga DepEd personnel ay nakapaghahanda sa kani-kanilang mga schools. Sa ganitong paraan, naiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng posibleng casualties at kapahamakan sa ating mga teachers, mga mag-aaral, gayon din sa mga kagamitan, mga learning resources ng ating mga teachers. Mula sa Schools Division of Aurora, kami po ay bumabati ng maligayang pagdiriwang ng World Meteorological Organization Day.
The Coast Guard District Northeastern Luzon, headed by Coast Guard Captain Vincent T. Fiesta, District Commander, representing Cluster 5.
Coast Guard Station Batanes joins you in the celebration on the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day. With the ever-changing challenges of today and days ahead for public service, it is truly that your invaluable service for our country contributed much reliable and timely actions to be carried out to ensure proper management whenever natural incident transpires. Continue in rendering efficient and effective service to the maritime sector and for the Filipino people. More power and mabuhay.
There we have it, our stakeholders from the Northern Luzon Pag-asa Regional Services Division. Agyaman kami to all our guest resource persons in sending their pre-recorded videos for today's activity. They are also joining us virtually as panelists in this event. To Sir Ronald of CAAP, to Sir Russell of GMA7, to Dr. Mary Jane of the CAR CHD, to Sir David of DepEd Aurora, and to Coast Guard Captain Vincent of the Coast Guard District Northeastern Luzon, Mabalo. For this time, we will entertain questions or queries if we have. To our attendees, you may put in your questions at the chat box. Then we will entertain them. If you have any queries or if you have any suggestions on how to improve our services, you may reach us through these contact details flash in your screens. Again, for our services or local products and services, you may address your letter to our Chief Telma A. Cinco with address at Capitol Compound, Cagay, Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. For those stations within the provinces of Northern Luzon, you may call the attention of the in-charge Chief Meteorological Officer. You may email at nlpagasarSD@gmail.com or you can contact us at the forecasting hotline 0945-246-8031. Having no questions on the chat box, For our stakeholders, if you have questions in mind, you may just put it at the Facebook Live available at the DOST-PAGASA Facebook page. And now we come to an end, and to deliver the closing remarks, may we call on Engineer Leo L. Bunyag, the Assistant Weather Services Chief of the Northern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division. Sir Leo.
Yes, thank you, Romy. To the Weather Services Chief of NLPRSD, Telme A5, to all our distinguished resource speaker, guests, stakeholders, colleagues from PAGASA joining us virtually, and to everyone, good afternoon. We have observed the division, operation, and the delivery of timely, accurate, and reliable weather and climate-related information to our local communities in the North. Part of PAGASA's mandate was to educate our stakeholders about hydrometeorological risks and how to manage, prepare, and reduce their consequences. We guarantee you that with your continued support and trust, NLPRSD will continue to enhance its products and services to meet your demands. Everyone contributes to make our warnings accessible to the public. The reports and the efforts of our partners in local government units, particularly local DRM units or DRM officers, to cascade the warning help us reach the local communities highly vulnerable to the hazard. The academy's continuing efforts to conduct studies and research, incorporating our data to better understand the dynamics of the atmosphere, the media's laymanized delivery of information that contributes to the understanding of the warnings, and the continuous cooperation and collaboration of the national government agencies to ensure efficient delivery of public service. Without your valuable involvement, this activity will not be a success. We thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. We hope to see you in our future activities and endeavors. Happy 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day. Diyos ti agmina katayo amen. Agbihag ang mayanan nga Luzon.
Thank you very much, Sir Leo, and thank you to all our attendees, especially those hailing from the Northern Luzon and to the entire community of the PAGASA. And now, our tour will soon end, and we will again request our participants, especially our stakeholders from the Northern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, to kindly continue the tour using the official Facebook page of PAGASA at DOST_PAGASA. Again, we would like to invite our stakeholders from the Northern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division to continue virtual streaming of our tours with the other PRSDs. May we leave this Zoom link requesting our participants from the Northern Luzon to leave the Zoom link to give way to the other stakeholders of the NCR PRSD as well as the other PRSDs. We thank our panelists joining us from the Northern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, Captain Vincent Di Fiesta of the Coast Guard Northeastern Luzon, Sir Ronald of Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, as well as Sir David Banawi of the DepEd Aurora, Dr. Mary Jane Munoz of the Cordillera Administrative Region Center for Health Development, and the entire community of the CAR CHD, as well as to Sir Russell of the GMA7 Balitang Amyanan. Thank you very much for joining us in this virtual tour. Northern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division will continue to cater the needs of the people of the North. May we request our stakeholders to leave the room, the Northern Luzon PRSD participants to kindly leave the room and continue streaming using the Facebook page.
Sir, wala kayong audio.
At this juncture, we end now the NLPRST virtual tour, and I transfer now the floor to the next host, Ma'am Bernadette Lucilio of the National Capital Region, PAGASA Regional Services Division. Ma'am Bernadette, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Sir Romy. So now we have time check lang po, 1:33. So at this moment po, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our Division Chief, Dr. Bonifacio Chifuelas, and also our Assistant Weather Services Chief, Ma'am Vivian Esquivel, and our present po yung ating mga stakeholders, particularly po sa Bulacan PDRRMO and Pampanga PDRRMO. So, mamaya po 1:45, we will be showcasing the National Capital Region, PAGASA Regional Services Division, virtual tour, kagaya po na naipalabas po kanina ni sa Sir Romy. And we will also be having messages po from our stakeholders. And pagkatapos po nun, open po tayo sa ating open forum for discussions, queries po, questions. So yun po yung magiging flow po ng ating program. So now, just sit back and relax po. Kasi alam ko po medyo oras di peligro po tayo ngayon. Kaya po mag-antay-antay lang po tayo sandali para po dun sa ating next po, NCR PRSD Virtual Tour. So, kumusta naman po kayong lahat? So, ito lang po, meron lang po ipapalabas po some important reminders po.
Wala kang audio, Badet.
Time check po, 1:36. So, may mga questions po po. Sorry, mamaya pa po pala tayo mag-entertain ng
Mukhang
questions.
strict yung ating ban ngayon, ha?
So, strict po tayo, sir, pag-follow ng time. So, we will be, dun po sa program na pinadala po namin sa ating pong mga stakeholders, pati din po sa personnel po ng NCR PRSD. So, we will follow po strictly po yung ating time. At para po mag-give way po tayo kung may mga concerns po kayo, questions, queries po sa ating mga personnel, so we can tackle it po. Okay po. So, antay-antay lang po tayo sandali. Mamaya nga po pala dun po sa inyong mga questions and queries, you can place your questions or queries in the Q&A portion po or in the chat box. At pag may available time pa po tayo,
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA, in its commitment to provide protection against natural calamities through timely, accurate and reliable weather-related information and services, maintains a nationwide network of observation and forecasting facilities composed of well-trained and experienced weather observers and forecasters. Established in 2008, the National Capital Region PAGASA Regional Services Division NCR-PRSD serves as the regional service arm of PAGASA in Central Luzon, National Capital Region and Calabar Zone, covering 11 provinces, namely Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Tarlac, Zambales, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Quezon, and Metro Manila. It was organized pursuant to Executive Order 366 Series of 2004 to focus government efforts on core functions and enhance effectiveness and efficiency of public service. The center, located at Science Garden Complex under the supervision of Dr. Bonifacio G. Pauelas, provides localized weather and climate information, establishes and maintains close communication and collaboration with national and local partners to promote early warning services in the region. NCR-PRSD monitors and maintains meteorological observation networks. It has 13 synoptic stations, namely Alabat, Ambulong, Bataan, Clark, CLSU, Iba, Infanta, Pamu, Sangli Point, Science Garden, Subic, Tanay, and Tayabas, which collects meteorological data on surface pressure, temperature, wind, and precipitation, among others. It has 5 agrometeorological stations located in Cavite State University, CLSU, Hacienda Luisita, National Agromet Station UPLB, and Tarlac Agricultural University that gather and provide on routine basis simultaneous meteorological and biological information. NCR-PRSD disseminates agricultural meteorological advice, warning, forecast, and bulletin needed by farmers. 2 radar stations in Tagaytay and Subic monitor precipitation intensity and upper air wind fields, and 2 upper air stations in Tanay and CLSU for atmospheric profiles, and 2 aviation stations located in Clark and Subic for airport operations. NCR-PRSD operates rainfall warning system, which provides useful information for decision makers to safeguard communities against the effects of floods and rain-induced landslides. Other local products include regional weather forecast, 5-day regular weather outlook, regional weather forecast for Greater Metro Manila area, the Pampanga River Flood Forecasting Warning Center, PRFFWC, provides hydrological products such as hydrological forecasts, basin weekly outlook, rainfall and water level status info data of telemetry system, and PAGASA MDSI system, flood advisories and flood bulletins. NCR-PRSD also operates the National Solar Radiation Center, which has solar radiation observations on direct solar radiation, diffuse solar radiation, global solar radiation. Every 15 minutes observation for direct solar radiation, diffuse solar radiation, global solar radiation, and UV solar radiation at the National Solar Radiation Center and UV solar radiation, which are being sent to World Radiation Data Center in Russia. NCR-PRSD also participates in pre-disaster risk assessment with local leaders during inclement weather events through weather briefings. It also assists in the preparation of local climate change action plans and climate and disaster risk assessment (CDRA) for long-term planning. The National Capital Region PRSD provides information for the protection of life, property, and livelihood against natural hazards due to tropical cyclone, floods, drought, giant waves, high seas, among others. It delivers reliable and relevant weather-related information, products, and services to develop communities resilient to typhoons, flood, rain-induced landslide, storm surges, extreme climatic events, climate change, and astronomical hazards.
So, thank you very much po. So, yun po. Nakita niyo po yung aming 5-minute NCR PRSD virtual tour presentation. And medyo napaaga po tayo. So, okay lang po yun para po ma-accommodate po natin yung kung marami po tayong mga questions. So, now, I will be introducing to you our regional director or our division chief to give his welcome message. I will call on now Dr. Bonifacio G. Pawelas. Sir?
Yes, okay ba yung audio ko?
Okay po, sir.
Napansin ko nga high pitch yung kanina, parang galit eh. Babaan ko yung pitch ko naman. Magandang hapon po sa atin lahat. And welcome sa virtual tour ng PRSD NCR. I acknowledge pala the presence of our supervising Deputy Administrator, Dr. Esperanza Kayanan. Good afternoon. And iba't ibang colleagues, PAGASA, and other partners. Hayaan niyo po akong banggitin ng ating mga partners in DRRM na kasama natin ngayon sa ating virtual tour. Si Miss Felicissima Mungkal, ang head ng PDRRMO, Province of Bulacan. Si Dr. Walter Valdez, ang Campus Director ng Bataan Peninsula State University. Si Dr. Julius Cesar Sicat, ang Regional Director ng DOST Region 3. Si Mr. Cesar Idio, tama ba yung pronounce ko ng kanyang surname? Regional Director ng OCD Region 3. And si Miss Angelina Blanco, ang DRRM Officer ng Pampanga. Tama po yun, yung nadinig nyo kanina, ang mga probinsya na napapabilang sa services ng NCR PRSD ay Metro Manila, tapos yung buong provinces ng Calabar Zone, ng Region 4A, and the provinces of Central Luzon, except Aurora. Yung ipinakita kanina sa audio presentation ay ang mga weather stations and other facilities and local products ng NCR PRSD. Alam po natin na ang PAGASA ay ang official provider ng weather, climate, and flood forecast advisories and warnings. Ito ay nagagampanan ng PAGASA. Ang provision ng weather, climate, and flood forecast advisories and warnings base sa siyensa and napapanahon na teknolohiya. Ang PAGASA din sa pamamagitan ng PAGASA Regional Services Division na mayroon support mula sa ATSD ang nagme-maintain ng network of weather and water level observing stations nationwide. Sa pamamagitan din ng PRSD, namomonitor o nag-observe o nasusukat ang iba't ibang weather parameters gamit ang iba't ibang instrumento na naka-install sa mga weather stations nationwide. Ang ating pag-monitor ng weather ay mula sa surface hanggang upper atmosphere. Sa upper atmosphere, nandyan ang weather satellite na kung saan ay nababantayan natin kung meron nabubuong sama ng panahon, lalo na sa parte ng karagatan na hindi sakop ng range ng ating land-based weather observing stations. Nandiyan naman ang upper air stations natin kung saan sa pamamagitan ng pagpalipad ng weather balloons ay nalalaman natin ng stability ng atmosphere. So, meron tayong nabanggit na kanina, no? Meron tayong 13 synoptic stations. Hopefully this year, madagdagan pa ng 2. Yung Bulacan, na ongoing yung construction. At saka yung Mulanay na I think close to 100% na yata yung accomplishment. So kailangan na lang ng ating observers na kailangan mag-undergo muna ng training for weather observation. So mayroon tayong 5 agromet stations, isang flood forecasting and warning center, yung nakabase sa Pampanga, 2 upper air stations, and 2 radar stations. Yung isa, yung Tagaytay, is undergoing upgrading na hopefully before the onset of the rainy season ay maging operational na siya. So sa aming mga forecast products, ang NCR PRSD ay nagpapalabas din ng regional weather forecast. Nandyan yung special weather forecast of the Greater Metro Manila area, rainfall advisory, yung thunderstorm advisory, sa yung 5-day regional weather outlook. Meron din kaming aerodrome forecast from the 2 airport stations, yung sa Clark and Subic airport stations. And we also monitor the hydrological conditions ng Pampanga River Basin. So yun lang, sana patuloy tayong tumangkilik sa produkto ng pag-asa dito sa National Capital Region. Patuloy tayong magbibigay ng patuloy tayong mag-monitor ng weather conditions at magbigay ng different products and services. So maraming salamat and welcome sa virtual tour ng Pag-asa Regional Services Division, NCR. Magandang hapon po. Maraming salamat.
So, thank you po, Sir Bonnie, for that very beautiful, inspiring message. So, ngayon po, dadako na po tayo sa highlight po ng ating pong virtual tour. We will be hearing po messages from our stakeholders. So, ang unang-una po nating maririnig na message po ay galing po kay Ma'am Felicissima L. Mungcal, Local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Officer po at Provincial Government Department Head po ng Province of Bulacan. So, Ma'am LJ, so please play the video na po.
The Bulacan PDRRMO, through your humble servant, extends its warmest greetings to Pag-asa on the occasion of 157th National Meteorological Day and World 72nd. This year's theme, Early Warning and Early Action, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for DRR, is very relevant to the Bulacan's community-based flood mitigation and management program, a non-structural flood mitigating measures that consist of hydrological monitoring, information exchange, early warning, and early response. The program was conceptualized in 2005 with the guidance of the Pampanga River Flood Forecasting and Warning Center of Pag-asa and implemented in 2006. Through the years, the program's components of hydrological monitoring and early action, or early warning rather, has evolved from utilizing manual rain gauges, water level stations, and flood markers to that of automated equipment that transmit weather parameters in real time to our modernized communications command and control center. This enables us to provide timely and accurate early warning to Bulacanos and has proven to have saved many lives and properties. This continuing program and innovation of the Provincial Government of Bulacan, we owe not only to Bulacanos, but through the strong linkage with and support from Pag-asa, different government agencies, LGUs, NGOs, and other partners. So, in behalf of the provincial government, we say thank you, Lord, for giving us people like you who continually reinforce us in providing better DRM service to our people. Again, to this, thank you very much. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po kayo.
Maraming salamat po, Miss Felicissima L. Mongcal. So, ang next po na magbibigay po sa atin ng kanila pong message ay ang Campus Director po ng Bataan Peninsula State University. So, let's hear the message po of Dr. Walter G. Valdez. Ma'am LJ, please play the video po.
Sa ngalan ng aming Pangulo ng Bataan Peninsula State University, Dr. Gregorio J. Rudis, kami ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa DOST-PAGASA sa pagkonsidera bilang isang partner member sa pagtatayo ng Synoptic Weather Station dito sa BPSU Abukay Campus. Itong partnership na ito ay napapanahon dahil sa ating nararanasan na microweather condition. Sa pagtatayo ng Synoptic Weather Station na ito ay isang malaking tulong at pakinabang sa aming universidad at dito sa probinsya ng Bataan. Sa universidad, ito ay ginagamit na field laboratory para sa aming agriculture students at related science courses at mga faculty researchers para mapaunlad ang kanilang basic skills and knowledge and other research studies patungkol sa agricultural production at conservation of natural resources. Sa probinsya, ang mga datos na nadya-generate dito ay ipinamamahagi sa mga LGU gaya ng munisipalidad ng Abukay at Balanga City. At susunod na rin yung mga ibang munisipalidad na mabibigyan ng mga datos para sa kanilang maayos na pagpaplano upang maiwasan ang anumang sakuna na dulot ng weather disturbances na tatama sa Bataan kung sakali. Panalangin namin na sana patuloy nating pagtibayin ang ating ugnayan upang makatulong sa pagpapaunlad ng komunidad at sa buong bansa. Muli, kami ay nakikiisa sa inyong 157th National and 72 World Meteorological Day. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Sa ngalan ng aming Pangulo ng Bataan Peninsula.
Maraming salamat po kay Dr. Walter D. Valdez. At ngayon po, mapalad po tayo at mahihingan po natin ng mensahe ang ating pong Regional Director from DOST Regional Office 3, si Dr. Julius Cesar V. Sicat. Ma'am LJ, kindly play the video.
In behalf of DOST Region 3, I would like to congratulate DOST-PAGASA in commemorating its 157th National and the 72nd World Meteorological Day, which anchor on the theme Early Warning and Early Action, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for Disaster Risk Reduction. DOST-PAGASA has always been a partner of DOST Region 3 in implementing programs and projects in Central Luzon which address the safety and well-being of the society. Particular of these projects is the installation of early warning hydromet devices in the region, wherein a total of 115 devices were put in place as a responsive program for disaster prevention and mitigation, specifically for the Philippines monitoring agencies to be able to provide a lead time warning to vulnerable communities against impending floods, and to use advanced technology to enhance current geohazard vulnerability maps. This project has helped many LGUs and stakeholders in Central Luzon in their activities in disaster prevention and mitigation. I wish DOST-PAGASA more power in this endeavor. Again, congratulations and God bless.
Thank you very much po kay Regional Director Dr. Julius Cesar Visicat. And ang next po na mapapakinggan natin ay ang Regional Director po na OCD Region 3, Mr. Cesar M. Idio. So Ma'am LJ, kindly play the video.
To the employees of the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA in short, members of the Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Councils of Regions 3, 4A, and NCR, and other participants, good afternoon, and happy 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day. One of the highlights of this celebration is the virtual tour of various PAGASA Regional Services Divisions, or PRSDs. Through this virtual tour, we will be able to have a glimpse of how PRSDs are diligently working to provide early warning services to us, their stakeholders. The PRSDs have been our partners in providing efficient, timely, and relevant early warning advisories to the general populace as well as for decision makers. The data that they provided have helped the RDRRMCs, local officials, and other communities to effectively plan and prepare for weather events that may affect our communities. Through our partnership, we were able to promptly disseminate accurate and timely early warning information to our stakeholders on the hazards and impacts brought by inclement weather. As a result, we were able to put more people out of harm's way. Again, my warmest congratulations on the success of this activity. Let us continually work together in building a safer, adaptive, and disaster-resilient communities, not only in Central Luzon, but also in the whole country. Salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
So thank you very much po sa ating Regional Director na OCD Region 3, kay Mr. Cesar Idio. And last po, pero syempre not the least, ang ating pong maririnig ay ating ang Pampanga Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Officer, si Ma'am Angelina S. Blanco. Magbibigay po rin po sa atin ng kanya pong message. So Ma'am LJ, kindly play the video.
Good day, everyone. First of all, I would like to greet you Happy Meteorological Day. Today calls for a celebration as it highlights the role of people's behavior in providing protection to the Earth's atmosphere. This is also a way of giving honor to professionals who manage weather-related concerns and identify solutions to address them. This year's theme highlights the importance of having and practicing early warning and early action towards disasters. Bilang isang ahensya ng gobyerno na tumatalakay sa klima at pabagong-bagong estado ng panahon, importante ang pagkakaroon ng mga early warning devices upang mapigilan o mabawasan ang epekto ng anumang sakuna. As we always say in Pampanga, ang kahandaan ay susi sa ating kaligtasan. That is why we have installed different early warning systems or devices katulad ng hydromet stations, water level markers, at early warning signages. Tayo rin ay nakikipag-coordinate po sa PRFFWC PAGASA o ang Pampanga River Basin Flood Forecasting and Warning Center na kung saan sila rin ay membro ng PDREAM Council ng Pampanga. We also have been taking extra measures in making sure that the safety and well-being of the society are the top priorities. Lahat po ng ating ginagawa ay nakabatay sa Local Climate Change Action Plan. Since ang Pampanga ay mayroong Mount Arayat, meron din po tayong early warning system sa pag-detect ng possible landslides sa Arayat. Ang PDREAM o Pampanga ay gumagawa rin ng inventory of greenhouse gases upang malaman ang overall gas emission ng probinsya ng Pampanga. Aside from this, ang Pampanga ay meron ding command control center para sa centralized weather monitoring in coordination with PAGASA. Since the impacts of disasters are always unpredictable, it is very important to be prepared and vigilant of our surroundings. Sa tulong ng mga early warning devices ng probinsya, lahat ng kinakailangang impormasyon patungkol sa panahon at ang mga posibleng sakuna ay maaring mapipigilan. With that being said, let's all become responsible stewards and do our part in providing protection not only to the earth, but also to the people living in it. Stay safe and vigilant. Congratulations po and have a blessed day.
Maraming salamat po kay Ma'am Angelina S. Blanco. So ngayon po, narinig na po natin lahat ng messages po from our stakeholders. And the floor po is now open po for your queries, comments, questions. So pakilagay lang po sa chat box or do sa Q&A po natin. Ngayon po, nakikita ko po meron po tayong question po. Kaya lang, galing po kay anonymous attendee. Okay po. So, question po niya sa NCR PRSD, how do we go about getting meteorological, hydrological data, example, rainfall, etc. from stations covered by your division? So, Sir Dr. Pawelas? So, yun po yung question. So, sino po ang pwedeng mag-answer?
Bali, ang katanungan niya kung paano makakuha ng data.
Yes po, sir. Doon po sa stations po.
Oo. Doon po sa ating website, mayroon dyan, mayroon link kung paano makakuha ng data. Yung ginawa yata yan ni Dr. Mar. Through online makakuha ng data. Bali, sagutin mo lang yung mga katanungan doon. Kasama na yung mga stations na gusto mong makuha yung data. Tapos, yun. Ipoproseso yung yung inputs mo at makakuha ka na ng data.
So, satisfied na po ba si anonymous attendee sa answer po? So, may next question pa rin po. So, does the NCR PRSD have a website where we can view its products and services?
Tama po yan. Merong nakalink sa main PAGASA website yung sa NCR PRSD. Punta lang kayo sa regional services, tapos nandoon, yung tab na yon, click mo lang, lalabas yung sa NCR, tapos click mo yung NCR. Makikita mo yung different products and services ng NCR PRSD. Ganon din sa ibang PRSDs. Nandoon yun.
Thank you, sir, for the answer po. So I hope na answer po yung question. So meron pong, yes po.
May dadagdag lang po ako dun sa pag-acquire ng data kung gusto nilang magkaroon ng data from our stations.
Yes po, Ma'am Bong. Go ahead po.
Yes. Mag-email lang kasi ano naman na ngayon, we can request data through email na. Mag-email lang sa kadpagasa@gmail.com. Makaka-request na po sila ng data na gusto nila. And kung ano man po yung coverage na gusto nila, pwede pong i-provide yun ng Pag-asa through email din.
So, thank you. Thank
Kasi
you.
ang data natin eh.
Thank you po, Ma'am Bong. At meron din pong na-mention si Doc Mar Villafuerte. So, nasa chat box po yung pong kasagutan kung saan po pwede pong mag-request po ng data po from different weather stations po. Or kung you can view po, pwede po natin mamayang ipa-view po itong website po na sinabi ni Doc Par para po doon sa info na binigay po natin kanina. So, any other questions pa po? Please feel free. Medyo marami pa po tayong oras. So, any other questions po? Queries po? O gusto nyo i-clarify sa ating pong mga participants and stakeholders po? Okay po, hearing none. So now we will proceed po sa ating pong closing remarks na po from our Assistant Weather Services Chief. May I call on now Ms. Vivian S. Esquivel.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Isa po ako sa napakamapalad na nagse-celebrate po ng World Meteorological and National Meteorological Day. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa ating virtual tour. Napakaganda po ng ating virtual tour. At sana po nag-enjoy po kayo lahat. Gusto ko pong i-acknowledge yung presence ng ating Deputy Administrator for Research and Development na si Dr. S.P. Kayanan, si Mr. Alkiblat ng Visayas PRSD, si Ma'am Nancy Lance ng Southern Luzon PRSD, Ma'am Telma Singpo ng Northern Luzon PRSD, at lahat po ng colleagues natin si Pag-asa. Gusto ko rin pong pasalamatan at i-acknowledge yung pagdalo ng ating mga partner agencies mula sa iba-ibang probinsya ng Region 3, kagaya ng OCD, ng Bataan Peninsula State University, at iba pang pong mga opisina ng Disaster Risk Reduction and Management. Napakaganda po ng ating virtual tour. Sa ngayon po, dadagdag ko lang po yung sinabi kanina ni Dr. Pawelas na ang mga istasyon natin sa buong PRSD composes of 5 agromet stations, 13 synoptic stations, 2 radar stations, and 2 airport stations. At meron din po tayong 2 upper air stations na nagpo-provide po ng kanilang data sa twice a day para po doon sa ating local weather forecasts, sa ating thunderstorm advisories and warnings, sa ating regional weather forecast and special weather forecast. Makakaasa po kayo na sa ating yung mga data na pinoprovide po namin sa inyo sa regional office ay magagamit po sa pag-generate po ng ating mga products and services. Sa ngayon po, ongoing po ang ating expansion ng ating mga networks at madadagdagan po tayo ng 2, ang Mulanay, Quezon at ang Bulacan. At sana po mawawiden pa po yung ating services sa ating jurisdiction para po mas maganda ang ating maipoprovide the services sa ating mga stakeholders. Rest assured po, we will continue to provide our services to our stakeholders and partner agencies for a better disaster risk reduction and management. And makakaasa din po kayo na pag-increase ng ating, pagdagdag po ng ating mga early warning instruments and devices to come up with a better data acquisition para po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po at makakaasa po kayo na patuloy po ang aming pagtatrabaho at pagbibigay po ng maayos, accurate and timely weather data and local weather forecast to our stakeholders. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, Ma'am Bong, for the closing remarks po. Very inspiring po. So now po, we will come to an end na po at we will be giving way po sa Southern Luzon PRSD virtual presentation po nila. So maraming salamat po sa lahat po na umattend and I hope nag-enjoy po kayo sa next sa ating pong NCR PRSD virtual presentation. So now I will be giving you to Miss Ruthie Pacala. Pero before po tayo mag-end, may I request all the NCR PRSD participants to leave na po the Zoom meeting para po makapagbigay daan na po tayo sa susunod po na magkakaroon po ng virtual tour which is the Southern Luzon PRSD po. Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ma'am Ruthie?
Yes, Ma'am Badette. Thank you for your turnover. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. And now you have witnessed the Northern Luzon, the NCR, and now we come to the Southern Luzon. So in behalf of the Southern Luzon PRSD, I am Ruthie Pacala as your moderator this afternoon. So we welcome all the our stakeholders from different government and private agencies for lending us their time, their valuable time for this short-term virtual tour. So I would also commend all the Bicolanos, the weather and climate enthusiasts, all the PAGASA community who are present here. Thank you very much for coming. So without so much ado, let us witness the consolidated effort made by the PAGASA community, the Southern Luzon audio-video presentation.
In its commitment to provide protection against natural calamities through timely, accurate, and reliable weather-related information and services, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, maintains a nationwide network of observation and forecasting facilities composed of well-trained and experienced weather observers and forecasters. Established in 2010, Southern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, SLPRSD, serves as the regional services arm of PAGASA in the southern part of Luzon Island and northern Samar, covering 10 provinces, namely Albay, Sorsogon, Masbate, Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Romblon, Marinduque, Oriental Mindoro, and northern Samar. It was organized pursuant to Executive Order 366 Series of 2004 to focus government efforts on core functions and enhance effectiveness and efficiency of public service. The center, located at Legazpi City, Albay, under the supervision of Miss Nancy Lance, provides localized weather and climate information, establishes and maintains close communication and collaboration with national and local partners to promote early warning services in the region. The Southern Luzon PRSD monitors and maintains meteorological observation networks. It has 8 synoptic stations located in Legazpi Albay, Huban, Sorsogon, Virac, Catanduanes, Masbate, Daet, Camarines Norte, Catarman, Northern Samar, Romblon, and Calapan, Oriental Mindoro. Likewise, it has 3 agro-meteorological stations, namely CBSU Pili, BUCAF Ginubatan, and UEP Catarman. The Bicol River Basin Flood Forecasting and Warning Center BRB-FFWC in Pili, Camarines Sur provides local flood forecasts and warnings to its objective areas. The 2 existing manned radar stations in SLPRSD located at Daet, Camarines Norte and Bato, Catanduanes, and another radar stations will soon to rise in Masbate and Lawang, Northern Samar for observation of precipitation intensity and upper air wind fields. An upper air sounding in Legazpi Station is used for thunderstorm detection via radio sound flights. SLPRSD has 3 official rain stations located in Pantao, Libon, Albay, Centro, Rapu-Rapu, Albay, and Bacon, Sorsogon for rainfall observations. SLPRSD also provides weather and meteorological aviation report to 4 airport stations, namely Bicol International Airport, BIA, Virac Airport, Masbate Airport, and Catarman Airport. There are 107 automated rain gauge, 67 automated water level monitoring stations, 30 automated weather stations, 3 coastal radar stations in Matnog, Sorsogon, Lagunoy, Camarines Sur, and Calapan, Oriental Mindoro, and 3 lightning detection systems that are used to monitor weather and flooding in the region. SLPRSD operates rainfall warning system which provides useful information for decision makers to safeguard communities against the effects of flood and rain-induced landslides. Other local products include 24-hour local weather forecast and outlook, specialized forecast for Mayon Volcano, local 10-day, monthly, and seasonal agri-weather information, dissemination of tropical cyclone information and gale warning, hydrological forecasts, flood advisories, and flood bulletins. SLPRSD also participates in pre-disaster risk assessment with local leaders during inclement weather events through weather briefings. It also assists in the preparation of local climate change action plans and climate and disaster risk assessment (CDRA) for long-term planning. The Southern Luzon PRSD is committed to provide timely and reliable weather and climate information to the people of the Southern Luzon, from the peaks of mountain ranges, across fields and rivers, and up to the remote islands, extending weather science and bridging operational technology.
Okay, thank you very much for that AVP. I hope you did enjoy watching our short AVP presentation. So for the general information of everybody, Southern Luzon is not, I stand to be corrected, is not only included the provinces of Bicol region, but also as well the Northern Samar and provinces of Mimaropa, Oriental Mindoro, and Romblon. Okay, and now, without so much ado, please allow me to share my presentation of the different messages of our stakeholders here in Southern Luzon. So let us welcome to give us a welcome message, the Chief of the Southern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division. Please allow me to welcome Ma'am Nancy P. Lance.
Sa aming butihing Administrator, Dr. Vicente Malano, to our 3 Deputy Administrators, Dr. Esperanza Cayanan for R&D, Dr. Nathaniel Sarvando for Engineering and Administrative Services, and Dr. Landrico Dalida for Operation and Services. Mga kasamahan sa gobyerno, guests, and to all the participants, magandang hapon po. First, I would like to thank the organizer for the hard work given for this event, to Engineer Lawrence Moron and his group for the support provided to us, to Ms. Ruti Pacala for the effort exerted in this activity. Lastly, gusto kong pasalamatan ng lahat ng participants who are here to witness this event and make it a success. This event will have been impossible without the support of each and everyone here present in this activity. This activity served as a milestone in our environment advocacy towards positive change in our community as well as to our national economic progress. Gusto ko ibahagi ang mga best practices ng SLPRSD when it comes sa localized weather, climate, flood forecasting and warning, and other weather-related information. Ang mga impormasyon na aming ibinabahagi sa inyo ay napaka-importante at napaka-useful in our day-to-day activities, lalo-lalo na sa mga magsasaka. So, ang SLPRSD nagpo-provide ng reliable, timely, localized weather and climate information by, of course, 24/7 na minomonitor namin ang daily weather condition na nakaka-apekto dito sa ating bansa. And then, tsaka namin ipo-formulate ang localized forecast ng area covered by our region sa pamamagitan ng Himawari satellite na galing sa Japan, yung SAT-8 application. Earth Network application for lighting detection and other weather parameters. Siyempre, yung observed data sa iba't ibang weather instruments such as yung pressure, rainfall, temperature, at iba pang weather meteorological parameters na ginagather or kinokolekta ng sa different SLPRSD station. Of course, utilize namin ang different numerical weather prediction model for formulation ng weather forecast. And lastly, yung close relation or coordination with Weather Division and Field Station under sa SLPRSD, lalo na sa during occurrence of inclement weather. This is to have a one information or one voice, one information po na ibinibigay sa bawat mamamayan. So, paano namin na-maintain o napapanatili ang pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga komunidad sa mamaraan ng pagbibigay namin ng mga informasyon, constant, number one, of course, constant communication sa mga stakeholder at kababayan natin. Dinidisseminate namin ang aming daily local weather forecast and weather advisories timely to different stakeholder through emails, radio broadcast, PAGASA, social media platform, yung PAGASA website, Facebook, SMS, Globe or Smart. And of course, our forecaster on duty are always available to media interviews and public queries. As a member of the Regional Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council or the RDRRMC, ang Southern Luzon or the whole PAGASA is actively involved in pre-disaster and community preparedness and planning activities in mitigating the adverse effect of natural phenomena. One of these is the active participation in the Disaster Risk Assessment o yung tinatawag nating PIDRA, meetings and other meetings or briefings regarding the weather. The various advisories and warning bulletin issued by SLPRSD serve as to activate the regional plan to mitigate the impact of adverse weather phenomena such as yung typhoon, floods, storm surge, and extreme climatic events. This is in coordination with OCD, DSWD, APSIMA or the Albay Public Safety Management Office, the DILG, the Department of Interior and Local Government, the PNRC, the National Red Cross, yung Provincial Disaster Management Reduction Office o PDRRMO and other disaster-oriented organization. PAGASA provides resource persons in seminar, workshop for the members of the Management Disaster Risk Reduction Offices on disaster prevention and preparedness planning and mitigation. We also actively engage in public awareness program on hydrometeorological hazards such as yung typhoon, floods, rain-induced landslide, and extreme climatic events like yung El Nino, La Nina phenomenon, including the climate change products and services. We also conduct flood drills and simulation in areas in flooding and enhance conduct of storm surge drill in nearby coastal area. The conduct of seminar workshop for media is our yearly endeavor of Southern Luzon and also the PAGASA. Actually, this is not able to do this because of the pandemic. This is to sustain the established partnership between the Quad Media. With this, a pledge of support from the media in each endeavor to serve the public better is assured by the agency by Southern Luzon. In addition also, to take this opportunity, to promote astronomy to the countryside, we conduct mobile planetarium show, stargazing, and telescoping on tour for different schools in Southern Luzon, which accommodates number of student and science teachers. Likewise, we also disseminate information or package information on astronomy and also on meteorological hazard. Lastly, dissemination of Philippine Standard Time by virtue of the Batas Pambansa bilang 8 at RA Republic Act number 10535, ang PAGASA po ay siyang official timekeeper of the Philippines. So yan lang po at maraming salamat, mabalos. Thank God bless.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Nancy. And now, we come now to, before all the individual messages of our invited stakeholders, dahil po sa dami nila, so nagpili lang kami because it is limited time. So we have Regional Director of ECD Region 5, Director Claudio L. Yucot, Department Head of APSIMO, Dr. Cedric D. Daep, Commodore Philippine Coast Guard Region 5, Giovanni G. Bergantin, but in lieu of him, we will have Lieutenant Commander Maria Plicerda B. Palado, and then we have last but not the least, Kaap Area 5 Manager of Bicol International Airport, Ma'am Cynthia M. Tumano. So let's come now to the message. Of our Regional Director from Office of Civil Defense, Regional Office 5, Director Claudio L. Yucot. Sir.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
hello?
Sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. To all the participants, good afternoon sa inyong lahat. My warmest greetings to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, PAGASA, Southern Luzon, PAGASA Regional Services Division, led by Ms. Nancy P. Lance, and the participants of the PRSD Virtual Tour, Local Public Weather Service. The Office of Civil Defense Bicol and the Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Bicol believes in the importance and significance of local early warning services to the communities, local DRRM councils, and other stakeholders. As part of the disaster prevention and mitigation and disaster preparedness thematic areas in our National DRRM Plan 2030 up to 2030, end-to-end early warning system must be realized with participatory approach and shall be easily accessed by our local DRRMCs through all forms of communication. With this data, through early warning systems, our LGUs shall be able to identify and easily assess the needed response actions in managing emergencies and threats in our localities. With this, I earnestly invite everyone to continue your support to PAGASA and all other warning agencies in order to attain our mission of safer and resilient communities. Let us all combine our invaluable efforts in fostering a constantly well-prepared Bicol region for any disturbance that we may face. Thank you very much, and Yus Mabalos sa Indogabos.
Thank you very much, Sir Yukot. And now, before we come to the next message of our stakeholder, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our deputy, one of our deputy administrator, Sir June Galang. Sir June Dalida. Marahay na hapon po, sir. Including Ma'am SP Kayanan and all others PAGASA head agencies. Good afternoon po. Now we come to the next message of our stakeholder. In lieu of Commodore Giovanni G. Bergantin, Philippine Coast Guard Region 5, I would like to call in Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Maria Criselda B. Palado.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Good afternoon.
Ayun. Good afternoon po. I am Lieutenant Commander Maria Criselda Palado from Coast Guard District Bicol. And in behalf of our Commander, Coast Guard Commodore Giovanni G. Bergantin, who has an equally important engagement, regrets not being able to join this afternoon's activity. However, he would like to convey his message to this year's devoted team, early warning and early action of hydrometeorological and climate information for disaster risk reduction. This would provide better impacts on society, not only on land but also at sea. It would greatly support our ultimate goal in the PCG, that is to save lives and property at sea. And beyond the safety of life at sea, this approach would promote better marine services, safer sea transport, better economy and trade, and this step will continuously help the seafaring public to build a culture of safety, resilience, and sustainable development for our future generations. That would be all, sirs and ma'am. Thank you po, and just mabalos.
Thank you, Lieutenant Commander Palado. Next, we have one of our Windway Award. The Department Head of Albay Public Safety Management Office, none other than Director Cedric D. Daep.
Lumabas.
Hello, hello. Na-disconnect po yata.
Hello. I think there is some technical difficulties in experienced by the Southern Luzon. May I respectfully ask Ms. Roti if you have other participants who are on live now? Maybe they can first
None
share
other
their
than sir,
message.
lahat na po recorded messages. Kaya lang, kanina talaga tinry ko siya, nag-share siya, but now hindi na siya although umaandar dito sa side ko. I will try again. Nakikita na po ba?
Yes po ma'am, pero wala pong audio.
Good afternoon to everyone. I am impressively pleased to be chosen by PAGASA to receive the Windvane Award. Good afternoon to everyone. I am impressively pleased to be chosen by and modestly. Good afternoon to everyone. I am impressively pleased to be chosen by PAGASA to receive the Windvane Award for year 2022 and modestly thankful for this serves us additional motivation to continue an institutional and professional partnership concerning human security in the midst of weather-related disturbances. The PAGASA, through its Southern Luzon Regional Services Division, thus stretch us to strengthen our capacities that as well produce the spawn of leadership in guiding Albayanos on the real-time warning information, thus protecting the lives of many Albayanos exposed to highly destructive wind, flash flood, and debris flow, storm surge, mud flow, and landslide. The regular issuance of daily 24-hour public weather forecast had prevented us from the short-term threats, while the presence of timely severe weather bulletin during the impending threats of typhoons had guided us to a scenario-based groundwork, making the communities more resilient against the life-threatening impacts of typhoons. PAGASA Southern Luzon Division had been instrumental to this. Its presence in times of needs is imperative to our success. The data that we collected from the severe weather bulletin allowed us to interpret and analyze them, establishing the standards that guided us in detecting the threats accordingly, and the basis of advisories to timely prepare and evacuate people ahead of the preventable risks. The commitment of the Southern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, with its active monitoring of the existing and available weather instruments, is instrumental for the zero casualty accomplishments of Albay Province. We are indeed grateful to the competent personnel of PAGASA Southern Luzon Division for the services and the endless commitment to Albayanos. Diyos mabalas po sa gabos.
Thank you very much, Sir Cedric Gaep. And now we come to the recorded message of the Superintendent School Division of Albay, none other than Dr. Norma B. Samantela.
In commemoration, a pleasant afternoon to all the virtual participants in this activity. In commemoration of the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day with the theme Early Warning and Early Action, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for Disaster Risk Reduction. Of course, I'd like to greet the Chief of Weather Services, Nancy T. Lance of Southern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, for the kind invitation extended to me to deliver a message for this activity this afternoon. And this is a very much welcome opportunity to be able to share with you some ideas on the impact of local early warning services to stakeholders. It is said that preparedness is the only way we can combat a natural disaster. There is no substitute for preparation. That is why it's always a reminder to our learners particularly, and to us also, that we should not prepare when the calamity or the disaster is already there. We should always be prepared and anticipate for such occurrences. Let us remember that it wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. That's according to Howard Huff. Safety is not something that can happen on its own by accident. You need to work towards it with the right measures, tools, and mindset. Safety first. We always emphasize that, not only to our students, to our internal stakeholders, but to our external stakeholders too. We always give premium to safety. When we talk about safety, one of the agencies that we can turn and greatly rely on is PAGASA. We, in the Department of Education, rely so much on the announcements coming from PAGASA. And when we hear such announcements for safety, for preparation, we are also ready with what to do because we anticipate the consequences of possible calamities, especially knowing that Bicol region is often visited by different calamities. The PAGASA provide capacity building activities, which is very necessary. Our disaster risk reduction management officers, both at the division and school levels, were trained and are continuously being trained. And one of the service providers is PAGASA to capacitate our DRRMOs so that they can provide the necessary guidance, reminders, warning to our schools. Yes, we cannot stop natural disasters, but we can arm ourselves with knowledge. So many lives wouldn't have to be lost if there was enough disaster preparedness. We all know that. In partnership with Southern Luzon PAGASA Regional Services Division, SDO Albay conducted a webinar on weather, flood, and climate information for elementary public teacher DRR coordinators. So these have become part of the many reliable sources of information which greatly helped us along disaster preparedness and response. So the weather update coming from the PAGASA is one of the reliable sources too. So SDO Albay is looking forward to more years of partnership with SLPRS. Wish you all the best as you continue to provide services that will benefit our schools and our communities. Congratulations for hosting this activity. I'm sure that all the participants
to PAGASA
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Norma B. Samantella. And now we come now to, last but not the least, invited stakeholders of SLPRSD, the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Area Region 5 Manager of Bicol International Airport, Ma'am Cynthia M. Tumano.
to PAGASA Southern Luzon Regional Services Division Chief Ms. Nancy T. Lance, DepEd Albay Division Super Dr. Cedric to PAGASA Southern Luzon Regional Services Division Chief Miss Nancy T. Lance, DepEd Albay Division Superintendent Dr. Norma B. Samantela, APSIMO Head Dr. Cedric Daep, OCD 5 Regional Director Claudio L. Yucot, Philippine Coast Guard Commodore Giovanni G. Bergatin, to the employees of Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, esteemed guests and participants, good day. Today, as we celebrate the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day, we extend our heartfelt commendation to all the hardworking people in the PAGASA who have devoted and dedicated their time and their life and ensuring the safety and general well-being of the society in providing real-time, reliable, and accurate data in weather, climate, and disaster-related services. It is undisputed that the climate, the weather, and other environmental conditions play a significant role and influence on the determination of the socio-economic aspect of the world. The creation and establishment of the National Meteorological and Hydrological Services remedied the vulnerability of the world to the impacts of weather and climate-related disasters. It is a powerful tool in attaining the goal of resiliency, disaster risk reduction, natural hazards mitigation, and capacity building. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, as the National Meteorological and Hydrological Services of the nation, plays an important role in supporting the vital functions of the government and other industries, both private and public. It is not a common knowledge that PAGASA is not limited on the field of data collection and reporting of weather events. It also plays a vital role in the formulation of effective and efficient policies for important services, as in the case of aviation transportation. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, as the agency tasked by law to ensure safe and efficient air transportation, cannot alone suffice its mandate without the valuable contributions and support of its stakeholders and other partner agencies such as PAGASA. CAAP and PAGASA have been working hand in hand to ensure safe flights for our passengers and flying public. Although CAAP has its own weather monitoring systems, PAGASA equipment and expertise on field of climate and disaster monitoring is very essential in counter-checking our own data. PAGASA's early warning services are used for the prevention of any untoward incidents that may occur during weather disturbances and disasters that may lead to destruction of properties and worst, loss of lives. With the information that PAGASA provides us, we are able to prepare, anticipate, and build up policies to mitigate the impacts of weather to the industry. Indeed, there is no other powerful tool than correct, accurate, in real-time information. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines is one with PAGASA and celebrating World Meteorological Day and expresses its continued support for its endeavors. Thank you very much, and once again, happy 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Cynthia Tumanot. So can we have naman a virtual clap for all our stakeholders? Okay, thank you very much. So now we come now to the open forum. If you have any question, just type your queries at the Q&A. So we have here from anonymous participant. Is this for me, Madam, Sir? Do you conduct trainings? I think, Ma'am Nancy. Ma'am, please unmute your microphone. Thank you. Hindi po ma'am nakabukas yung microphone.
Sorry po, sorry. Yes, we have training. We conduct training, which is part of our activity for PAGASA. This is a yearly endeavor of the PAGASA. And also, you can also invite us if you want to organize some trainings in your area, in your institution. We are openly, buong puso po kami, bukas palad kaming as a resource person ninyo. Wala pong problema, through invitation and through in-house. Did I answer your question? Hello? And also as part of the...
So they are not allowed, ma'am? They are not allowed to voice over, just text box yung participants. So I think that's an enough answer. Thank you, Ma'am Nancy. So
Do you hear me, Ruti? Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Yes, sir.
Okay na?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Sa ating minamahal na DOST Secretary, sa ating mahal na administrador ng PAGASA, sa ating mga Deputy Director, at sa ating Southern Luzon PRSD Chief. Tayo po ay nagdaraos ng ika-157 National Second World Meteorological Day. Pagkalipas ng 2 taon na virtual lamang ang lahat ng selebrasyon para sa karawang ito. Ngayon po naging hybrid na. Face-to-face sa Manila, online dito sa probinsya. Siguro po sa sunod na taon ay balik normal na tayo. Mapalad tayong lahat dahil napagdaanan at nalampasan natin ang mga pagsubok na ito ng pandemya. Mga pagbaha, pagguho ng lupa, malalakas na bagyo at iba pang uri ng kalamidad. Ano't ano pa man ang nangyari sa mga nagdaang taon, ito'y ating kinaya. Gumawa ng mga hakbang at patuloy nating itinataas ang antas ng mga empleyado, lalong-lalo na ang mga nasa operasyon sa pamamagitan ng mga online na pagsasanay, upang lagi silang handa sa mga bagong kaalaman at patuloy sa pagbibigay ng magandang serbisyo sa ating bayan. Ang SLPRDC po ay hindi nagkulang sa pagbibigay ng impormasyon, mga datos, at babala sa mga parating na unos sa ating bayan. Lahat pong ito ay ating nakamit dahil sa pagtutulungan, pagkakaisa at sabay-sabay na pag-aksyon. Ang Katimugang Luzon PRSD ay taos-pusong pinasasalamatan ang lahat ng mga bisita, lalong na yung mula sa ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, estados at katungkulan. Sa mga stakeholders po, sa lahat ng empleyado ng PAGASA, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Diyos mabalos, asin maraynal daw sa Indogabos.
Thank you very much, Sir Alan. So I think that ends the virtual tour of the Southern Luzon PRSD. So I think in the interest of time, I will turn now the virtual tour. So after the Southern Luzon, we will now, Ma'am Vanny Sabillano will tour us of the PAGASA services down from the Visayas Islands. Ma'am Vanny?
Thank you, Miss Ruthie, for your outstanding tour. So from Luzon, let's transfer to Visayas. In behalf of Visayas PRSD, I am Van Sabillano, your moderator for this segment. So as of now, we would like to acknowledge the presence of Sir Andy Berami. He is from Lapu-Lapu City Disaster Dream Officer. And we also have RD Marlo Salazar from OCD7. So from any moment from now, we will start the presentation. Good afternoon, maayong hapon, maupay na kulog. So welcome to Visayas PRSD Virtual Tour. So it is a moment of pleasure to welcome the guests and participants who are present here to attend this virtual tour. So together, let us travel from one island to another in the whole Visayas and the provinces of Palawan and Occidental Mindoro and see the magnificence of the Visayas PAGASA Regional Services Division. So without any further delay, let us start with the Visayas PRSD virtual tour with an AVP. Please sit back and enjoy the moment.
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA, in its commitment to provide protection against natural calamities through timely, accurate, and reliable weather-related information and services, maintains a nationwide network of observation and forecasting facilities composed of well-trained and experienced weather observers and forecasters. Established in 1981, the Visayas PAGASA Regional Services Division, VPRSD, serves as the regional services arm of PAGASA in the Visayas Island and some provinces in Mimaropa, covering 17 provinces, namely Cebu, Bohol, Negros Oriental, Negros Occidental, Siquijor, Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guimaras, Iloilo, Biliran, Leyte, Southern Leyte, Eastern Samar, Palawan, and Occidental Mindoro. It was organized pursuant to Executive Order 366 Series of 2004 to focus government efforts on core functions and enhance effectiveness and efficiency of public service. The center, located at Mactan, Cebu, under the supervision of Mr. Alfredo Kiblat Jr., provides localized weather and climate information, establishes and maintains close communication and collaboration with national and local partners to promote early warning services in the region, conducts IECs and drills, and provides technical assistance to other national government agencies, state colleges and universities, learning institutions, and local researchers. The Visayas PRSD monitors and maintains meteorological observation networks. It has 14 synoptic stations located in Mactan, Tacloban, Dumaguete, Rojas, Puerto Princesa, Dawis, Maasin, Borongan, Catbalogan, Guiuan, San Jose, Coron, Cuyo, and PAGASA Island, which collects meteorological data such as surface pressure, temperature, wind, precipitation, and other current weather conditions. In addition, it has 5 agro-meteorological stations located in La Granja, Dumangas, Mambusaw, Aborlan, and Baybay that collect and observe weather variables to explore crop-environment relationship. VPRSD also has 3 combined radar, synoptic, and upper air stations located in Mactan, Guiuan, and Puerto Princesa to monitor precipitation intensity and upper air wind fields, and to observe atmospheric profiles through daily radiosonde flight. VPRSD operates rainfall warning system, which provides useful information for decision makers to safeguard communities against the effects of floods and rain-induced landslides. Other local products include 24-hour weather forecast and extended weather outlook, specialized forecast for special events, aviation meteorological services like terminal aerodrome forecast and METAR, records of heat index and maximum temperature, and tropical cyclone information and warning. VPRSD also participates in pre-disaster risk assessment with local leaders during inclement weather events through weather briefings. It also assists in the preparation of local climate change action plans and climate and disaster risk assessment (CDRA) for long-term planning. The Visayas PRSD is committed to provide timely, accurate, and reliable weather and climate information to the people of the Visayas, Palawan, and Occidental Mindoro from the peaks of mountain ranges across fields and rivers and up to the remote islands of the far in central part of the country, extending weather science and bridging operational technology.
So those are the highlights of the local products and services of Visayas PRSD. So now please help me welcome Sir Alfredo F. Kiblat Jr., the Division Chief of Visayas PRSD, to give his warm message to us. Sir Al?
Thank you, Van. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
It's
Go
not
ahead,
today.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Vicente B. Malano, Administrator, PAGASA, the three Deputy Administrators, Dr. Nathaniel Servando, Dr. Esperanza Kayanan, and Dr. Landrico Dalida, and also to our invited two guest speakers, stakeholders for this afternoon for the BPRSD virtual tour, Director Marlo Salazar, OCD 7, Sir Andy Birami, Lapu-Lapu City DRMO. Kanatong tanan, everyone, maayong hapon, good afternoon. Visayas PAGASA Regional Services Division is one of the 5 regional offices of PAGASA that covers a meteorological forecast area of responsibility over Visayas, except Northern Samar. So, hindi ito related to a political boundary, but it is designed to cover the meteorological forecast area of responsibility. With the addition of the provinces of Occidental Mindoro and Palawan, including Calayan Islands. As a whole, we issue local weather forecasts and outlooks, warnings and advisories, meteorological aviation information, and specialized forecasts for specific events, and disseminate bulletins on tropical cyclone for general public. These products and services are science and technology-based and follow the standard guidelines of the World Meteorological Organization in observing, collecting, gathering, and analyzing of data, as well as the meteorological equipment and instruments for a relevant and reliable weather and climate information. The daily local weather forecasts are generated using synoptic data from different field stations. As mentioned during the introduction, composed of many synoptic stations, agromet, upper air, and radars distributed to the whole area of the Visayas. The daily weather forecast outlook indicates the weather, or forecast indicates the weather for the day and for the outlook for the next 4 days. It is updated twice a day, 5 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. Special weather forecasts for big events can also be requested from the office, like a Sinulog, Tiatihan, and among others. With change of radar stations across the region in Giwan, Eastern Samar, Cebu, Bohol, Iloilo, Busuanga, and Quezon, in Palawan, Visayas Pag-asa Regional Services Division issues warnings and advisories through our rainfall warning system. Includes thunderstorm, rainfall advisories, and color-coded heavy rainfall warning are issued in specific areas and time using state-of-the-art meteorological equipment and instruments such as weather surveillance Doppler radar, meteorological satellite, automatic weather stations, automatic rain gauge, and upper air radio sounding system. The warning system is intended to provide end-to-end rainfall warning, decision support tool designed to alert the concerned communities and decision makers about the occurrence of heavy rainfall event caused by local, convective, and synoptic weather systems, and easy to interpret information that allows individuals and communities to protect their lives and properties against floods, landslides, and other hydrometeorological hazards. Moreover, Visayas Pag-asa Regional Services Division provides meteorological terminal airport reports and terminal aerodrome forecasts to the airports in the Visayas for safe landing and takeoff of the airplanes. We assure the timely dissemination of the forecast and warnings through text blast and social media platforms such as official Pag-asa website, Pag-asa Visayas Facebook page, Messenger, and Viber. In addition to this, warnings advisories are also broadcasted to local radio stations, televisions, and digital newspapers. When there is a threat of impending bad weather, we coordinate and collaborate with other agencies and relevant stakeholders. We provide weather briefings during pre-disaster risk assessment or PIDRA meetings to ensure that disaster managers are well informed of the latest weather updates, forming a strong camaraderie with Office of the Civil Defense OCD, Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council, local government units, and friends from the media, who continuously help the agency to successfully deliver weather updates to the public. We also maintain affiliations with different communities through conduct of information, education, and communication campaigns to equip them with adequate knowledge so that they can take precautionary measures against the hazards brought by severe weather. Likewise, we also provide technical assistance to schools, universities, and colleges, academics, and researchers to widen their understanding on weather-related information. The public and various stakeholders are also actively participating in the community response. They give responses, comments, or actual happening in their area during bad weather via social media and text messages. From their side, we could verify an issued forecast warning advisory aside from details and technical verification. We always assured that all Visayas Pag-asa Regional Services Division forecast, warnings, advisories are science and technology-based, highly reliable, timely, and understandable in order to maintain our credibility to the public and stakeholders. Thank you all. Happy Meteorological Day. God bless us all. Again, maayong hapon natong tanan. Back to you, Ban.
Thank you, Sir Al, for your edifying message. So we also have invited selected stakeholders who will share their messages. So they are our partners in disseminating weather information, especially during inclement weather. So first who would give their message is Mr. Andy Berame, Head of Lapu-Lapu City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office. Sir Andy, please proceed.
Yung hapon, Miss Ban, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the City of Lapu-Lapu, I wish to extend my congratulations to everyone for the celebration of the 15th National and the 72nd World Meteorological Day celebration. So I wish to extend Pag-asa congratulations, and because Pag-asa Visayas Regional Services Division helped us a lot. No? The information from Pag-asa through its platforms, various platforms as mentioned by Sir Al, provided us with the essential information and early warning and a lead time to prepare and made our constituents aware of the impending threats, particularly during the recent tropical cyclone Odette we immediately conducted a recorrida with the information provided by PAGASA. And as early as December 14, we already implemented the preemptive evacuation on our coastal communities, particularly in our Olango Islands and islets. With that, we already registered a low casualty count. Thank you so much, Visayas PAGASA Regional Services Division, for the timely, accurate, and reliable warning. Thank you, Sir Al Kiblat, the Chief of Visayas PRSD. Mayong hapon na tong tanan.
So, we also have Mr. Marlo L. Salazar, Regional Director of OCD 7, who would also give his message. RD Marlo, the floor is yours.
Magandang hapon sa lahat. Good afternoon, mayong hapon. Sa papel namin, we would like to share. May prepared ako na babasahin, okay lang ba?
Sure, RD.
Go ahead. Of course, to Engineer Kiblat, the Regional Director sa PAGASA dito sa atin, sa Region 7. First of all, I would like to thanks for inviting us as one of your partner. And let me start by recognizing the people for today's grand activity in commemoration of your 157th National and the 72nd World Meteorological Day. So, we are indeed much grateful for your enthusiasm and passion shown by your celebration. Our sincerest gratitude and felicitation to you all. So, as our partners, each one of us here today has our own unique story and how you started and nurtured your chosen path, and that is to be part of PAGASA. So, you may have a different stories to tell, but for sure, we are one in our dreams and aspiration, that is to serve God, country, and people. And let me borrow a saying taken from an old movie entitled Mahogany. Kung alam niyo yung kanta na ito, nung kapanahon na namin, sikat ito. Ito yung kinakanta ni Diana Ross. And ang kanta nito, ang title nito ay, Do You Know Where You're Going To? So, do you know where you're going to? But actually, it's the saying. Tumawa si Engineer Kiblat, baka narinig niya nung bata pa siya. Ako, talagang alam ko to kasi bukang naabutan ko to. So it speaks about the old adage, success is nothing without someone whom you love with, unquote. And of course, in your endeavor, it is in the midst that I would like you all to offer the acknowledgement of your achievements to your beloved family, country, and people. And of course, to God Almighty. And because they are the source of your real strength that made you overcome challenges, pains, sacrifices that openly beset you while in the organization and performing your respective roles and duties. I remember the people in PAGASA, those bright people, the good people who are making updates every time. We're questioning because you are underpaid and overworked. And I do hope you are already now on equity with your work and with your take-home pay. And then, of course, your chosen career is your life journey. Sometimes we stumble and sometimes you shed tears like human beings. But like a true Spartan, you rise, march, and obeys legal orders. Sometimes it is a no or but situation. But in the name of service to humanity, there is no other choice but to continue. Life is full of twists, turns. We can never be absolutely happy, nor we can perfectly made. But with your family around, we are certain that they are your reasons to live and smile. The reason why I choose the movie Mahogany and the saying, success is nothing without someone whom you love with. A weather forecaster or the life of PAGASA can be compared to this adage, and I quote, another adage, and I quote, life is a movie written, directed, produced by God, and played by you. It is only a one-take movie, no retakes, no cuts, no timeouts. So play it the best you can and make it a blockbuster. Because in God's eyes, you are a star, unquote. So just like in the military, there is no first placer or second placer. Everybody, if you would like to win, if you would like to succeed, there is what we call no place for second pleasure. And we need to be always the winner. And with your preparation now, we are expecting that PAGASA can provide us a more specific, detailed, or maybe an advanced information that save more lives. For several years already, you have transformed, metamorphosed into a bigger organization and technically capable and scientific-based capable organization. Please continue to do so. So, hindi lang ito para sa RDRIMC, INDRIMC, but ito ay para sa ating pamilya, sa sangkatauhan, at sa ating mamamayan. So, in behalf sa RDRIMC 7, let me express my sincerest gratitude and thanks to the organizers, participants, families, and supporters, and sa lahat ng mga nandirito ngayon for the impressive show of support and warm accolade. Remember, our dreams here is always one with you. Finally, I would like to leave you a quote to ponder from former U.S. Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton, and I quote, "The challenges of change are always hard. It is important that we begin to unpack the challenges that confront this nation and realize that we each have a role that requires us to change and become more responsible for shaping our own future." And I quote. So, again, our warmest congratulations on your 157th and 72 anniversary. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Always remember, we will always support you in your advocacy on early warning and early action, and that is your team, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for Disaster Risk Reduction. I know you can do it, we can do it, and with God's grace, let's all do it. So sa lahat, congratulations sa activity na ito. Maayong hapon and congratulations all.
Thank you, Sir Andy. Thank you, Doc R.D. Marlo. So it was such a wonderful and inspiring message. So this actually encourages us to work more efficiently. So we hope that in the future, we can still continue to work closely and deliver weather updates to the public. So now, we will now proceed to the Q&A portion of our tour. So if you have questions and concerns, please place your questions in the chat box. We will try to address all your questions. So does anybody wants to ask some questions? Yeah, you may place it in the chat box. Okay, so I think nobody wants to ask questions. So let's proceed now. So now to officially close this tour, please welcome Ms. Mayma Casilagan, Assistant Weather Services Chief of Visayas PRSD, to give the closing remarks. Ma'am Mayma.
Daghang salamat, Ban. Once again, good afternoon to everyone who are with us today to witness this event, the Visayas PAGASA Regional Services Division Virtual Tour, local public weather services organized by PAGASA DOST, in commemoration to our 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day. But before everything else, I again would like to acknowledge and extend my sincere thanks to our speakers, Visayas PRSD Division Chief, Engineer Alfredo F. Kiblat Jr., OCD7 Regional Director Marlo L. Salazar, and Lapu-Lapu City DRR Officer, Mr. Andy Birami. Thank you very much. To our host, Ms. Van Sevillano, and to our organizing and technical team for making this event possible, and to everyone who are actively tuning live from Zoom. In our annual celebration of World Meteorological Day, we are always emphasizing the importance of global and national efforts of national meteorological and hydrological services, which is primarily to bring our citizens to safety before, during, and after the natural disaster. With the theme Early Warning and Early Action, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for Disaster Risk Reduction as an anchor, PAGASA DOST have been continuously improving its instruments and services to provide our citizens accurate and timely weather information for them to depend on, and that was showcased earlier during the virtual tour in the Visayas PRSD. I hope that after this event, you may have learned more about how Visayas PRSD functions and achieve its purpose with the help of our field station in the Visayas, which is also amplified by the cooperation of our local units from OCD, local DRR, LGUs, broadcasting stations, and many other stakeholders. Lastly, with your public support and cooperation, we assure you that together we can develop a disaster-prepared region. Thank you very much, and once again, good afternoon to everyone. Daghang salamat.
Oh, thank you, Ma'am Mayma, for your remarkable message. So, and that ends our tour. So thank you all to those who have accompanied us in this virtual tour, especially to Sir Andy and RD Marlo. So I really do hope that you have enjoyed it. So if you have additional questions, so you may reach out to us through various platforms. I will flash it on the screen. So you may reach us through our landline, cell phone, and also our Facebook page, and also our Gmail. So you can ask us for any weather updates, and also you can also ask us for any local products and services. So at this point in time, we'll be turning you over to the next moderator, Ms. Hannah Salvador of the Mindanao PRSD. So to accommodate participants from Mindanao, may we request all the PRSD participants to leave the meeting link. However, if you wish to continue to watch the tour of Mindanao PRSD, you may do so by watching it through Facebook Live of DOST-PAGASA. So, thank you very much. Daghang salamat ug maayong hapon. Miss Hannah?
Thank you, Miss Van of the Visayas PRSD. So, good afternoon po sa ating lahat.
Good afternoon, Han.
Hey. Yes, good afternoon po sa ating lahat. Mayong hapon kanatong tanan, and welcome to the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division Virtual Tour. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. My name is Hannah Salvador, and I will be moderating this afternoon's program. Before anything else, let me acknowledge the presence of Dr. Esperanza Ocayanan, the Deputy Administrator for Research and Development, Sir Anthony Joseph R. Lucero, the Weather Services Chief of the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division, Ma'am Anyanita R. Fortich, the Assistant Weather Services Chief of Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division. We welcome you all to Mindanao, the second largest archipelago in the Philippines. Mindanao is considered to be the food basket due to the vast parcels of land for agriculture, and it is the top producer and major agricultural commodities. We will be showcasing Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division's local products and services. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Mindanao PRSD 5-minute audio-video presentation. Ma'am LJ, please.
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA, in its commitment to provide protection against natural calamities through timely, accurate, and reliable weather-related information and services, maintains a nationwide network of observation and forecasting facilities composed of well-trained and experienced weather observers and forecasters. Established in 2009, the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division, MPRSD, serves as the regional services arm of PAGASA in the southern part of the Philippines, covering 27 provinces, namely Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Basilan, Bukidnon, Camiguin, Davao de Oro, North Cotabato, Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, Davao Oriental, Dinagat Island, Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao, Misamis Occidental, Misamis Oriental, Sarangani, South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Sulu, Surigao del Norte, Surigao del Sur, Tawi-Tawi, Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga, Sibugay. It was organized pursuant to Executive Order 366 Series of 2004 to focus government efforts on core functions and enhance effectiveness and efficiency of public service. The center, located at Mulugan, El Salvador City, Misamis Oriental, under the supervision of Mr. Anthony Joseph Lucero, provides localized weather and climate information, establishes and maintains close communication and collaboration with national and local partners to promote early warning services in the region, conducts IECs and drills, provides technical assistance to other national government agencies, state colleges and universities, learning institutions, and local researchers. The Mindanao PRSD monitors and maintains meteorological observation networks. It has 10 synoptic stations located in Davao, Leguindingan, Camiguin, Malaybalay, Butuan, Cotabato, Surigao, Zamboanga, Dipolog, and General Santos, which collects meteorological data on surface pressure, temperature, wind, precipitation, and other current weather conditions. It has 4 agro-meteorological stations located in Central Mindanao University, Marawi State University, PCA Bago Oshiro, and USEP Tagum that collects and observes weather variables to explore crop environment relationship. The 6 flood forecasting centers established in Cagayan de Oro, Taguluan, Iligan, Davao, Tagum Libuganon, and Buayan Malungon provides local flood information in these areas. Mindanao PRSD also has a combined radar and synoptic station located in Hinatuan to monitor precipitation intensity and upper air wind fields. Synoptic aviation upper air stations located in Davao and Leguindingan were also set up to observe atmospheric profile through daily radio sound flight and provide meteorological terminal air report or METAR. MPRSD operates rainfall warning system, which provides useful information for decision makers to safeguard communities against the effects of floods and rain-induced landslide. Other local products include tropical cyclone information and warning, specialized forecast for special events, records of heat index, and maximum temperature. The flood forecasting centers provide hydrological products such as flood advisories and flood bulletins. Also, climate products such as Regional Climate Advisory and 10-day weather outlook for farm operations are prepared and disseminated for the region. PRSD also participates in pre-disaster risk assessment with local leaders during inclement weather events through weather briefings. It also assists in the preparation of local climate change action plans and climate and disaster risk assessment (CDRA) for long-term planning. The Mindanao PRSD is committed to provide timely, accurate, and reliable weather and climate information to the people of the South, from the peaks of mountain ranges, across fields and rivers, and up to the remote islands of the far South, extending weather science and bridging operational technology.
So to give a short message, help me welcome on the virtual floor Sir Anthony Joseph R. Lucero, the Weather Services Chief of the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division. Sir Anthony, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Hannah. Today we commemorate the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day, to show to the world the importance of our services in our daily life. We may reflect that we work together to gather information in order to see better how various environmental elements interact and affect our daily activities. Current technologies allowed us to leap forward and advance in improving our understanding of interacting variables in our midst, providing us information to be aware of danger and or potential benefits that we stand to experience. Our theme, early warning and early action, should always be remembered as a guiding principles to live by in this ever-changing world. Allow me therefore to take advantage of this rare occasion to extend my warm welcome to everyone and our distinguished guests gathered here today to listen to our virtual tour of our division. It is an honor for me to showcase our local products and services in Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division, as well as the initiative that we took in order to collaborate with you, our dear partners and stakeholders. Our public weather forecast. Share ko lang muna ha. Itanahan?
Wala pa po, sir. Baka. Yan. Okay na po, sir.
Okay.
Yes po, sir.
The local public weather services, generation of warnings. First, our weather forecasting include the local weather forecast, local weather forecast, thunderstorm advisory, and heavy rainfall warning. To generate this information, our duty forecaster based their analysis on surface observation. Yeah. Round the clock monitoring of weather parameters and maps, satellite and radar imageries, and numerical weather prediction model outputs. For the surface observation, we have 10 synoptic stations, 4 agromet stations, and numerous automated weather stations spread out over the region. For the radar observation, for the radar outputs, we use imageries from Hinatuan and Bohol radar station. We even have coastal radars. Yan po. In Magsaysay, Misamis Oriental, San Francisco, and Malimuno, Surigao del Norte. Second, we also issue basin flood advisories and bulletins for some of the major river basin in Mindanao, which include Cagayan de Oro, Tagoloan, Bayan Malungon, Davao, Tagum Libguanan, and Agusan River Basin. To prepare this, duty hydrologists base their assessment on continuous monitoring of rainfall and water level from various telemetered stations in the basin. And their flood forecast through a runoff analysis model. Regular preventive maintenance and repair are also conducted to ensure continuity and accuracy of data. Third, I take pride that PRSD is the first to provide localization of climate assessment and outlook. The basis of the issuance of these climate products include continuous rainfall and temperature monitoring, climate assessment map, deterministic and probabilistic forecast from PAGASA claims and its international counterparts, and supplementary information from local partner agencies and media. Fourth, we recently operationalized our local instrument center in Davao City. It is used to calibrate selected weather instruments. Finally, the first PAGASA Planetarium in Mindanao is now nearing its completion. This will soon provide cosmic educational tours. For the dissemination of the above-mentioned products and services, various information sources and platforms can be utilized. This includes our official PAGASA website, Facebook group account, Viber account, local media channels, and smart infocast relevance to communities. At this point, I wish to share to you some things that we did to bring our information much closer to you. Despite the pandemic, we were able to do face-to-face briefings with our DRR partners from the various municipalities of Bukidnon during the second and third quarter last year, following all the necessary health protocols. On the one hand, we have numerous virtual engagement, and these include local climate forums in all the regions of Mindanao. Furthermore, we also provide specialized local weather forecast for our private clients on top of our basic forecasting services. For the information of everyone, Mindanao is a mountainous island, and so maraming nag-hiking sa mga mountains na Mindanao, and they would like always to utilize our weather information. And so we provide specialized weather forecast for them. Every time they send requests to our office. To close, I would like to thank you again for our presence in this virtual tour. I hope that we will all continue to work hand in hand in achieving our goal to become a disaster resilient nation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Anthony, for an inspiring message and a very comprehensive presentation of Mindanao PRSD's local products and services. At this point, we have reached the highlight of our program, which is the giving of messages of the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division's stakeholders. So allow me to share my screen. So our first guest speaker, wait lang. Oops. Our first guest speaker is the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Officer Head of the Province of Misamis Oriental. Let us welcome Sir Fernando Vincent D. Jr. Is my screen visible po?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
To the men and women of PAGASA, dito sa El Salvador, headed by Sir Anthony. Maraming salamat po, no, for the hard work, dedication, sa lahat ng staff, no, ng PAGASA, dito man o saan ba bang opisina sa buong Pilipinas. Malaki pong tulong kayo, lalo lang sa opisina namin, sa lahat ng mga constituents natin sa bayan ng Pilipino, yung mga weather advisories natin, especially during bad weather. So, on behalf of Governor Bambi Mano, our PDRRMC Chairman, at kalingko din po sa akin yung Mr. Fernando D, the PDRRMC Officer of Misamis Oriental. More power po to PAGASA, and we will always be there to support you. Thank you.
The Honorable Evgeny Vincente B. Imano, as Governor and Chairperson of the Misamis Oriental Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, would like to extend his sincerest felicitations to PAGASA on its 157th National or 72nd World Meteorological Day. Your theme of early warning and early action, hydrometeorological and climate information for disaster risk reduction, is a laudable action you have already done for the community, especially for the province of Misamis Oriental. The hydrometeorological services your agency gave to us, the people engaged in disaster risk reduction and management, or DRRM practice, is really a valuable tool for us in carrying out our mandates in keeping our respective areas of responsibility proactive in any emergency situations, much more so in dealing with the different weather disturbances. Most people in the community recognizes your agency's worth during times when the country is experiencing effects of low pressure areas up to typhoons. But little did they know that your constant provision of weather forecasts, rainfall and thunderstorm advisories, and severe weather and tropical cyclone bulletins are one of the essential tools that is of paramount importance to us, DRRM practitioners, in keeping our constituents safe, very, very safe. It is of undeniable fact that the effects of climate change have already set in and became a constant part in this stage of what we call as an era of new normal that serves as a great challenge to each of our respective agencies or institutions. It is fervently prayed and wished that we continue our cooperation and strengthen our collaboration with each other and foster it in our quest to be of service to the community we serve. To the men and women of the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, PAGASA, especially to the Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division headed by Dr. Anthony Joseph Lucero, our sincerest gratitude for the service you have bestowed upon us, and congratulations for reaching another milestone in celebrating this day. God bless us.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Fernando Vincent D. Jr. for the unwavering support and partnership with Mindanao PRSD in ensuring the safety and well-being of the stakeholders of the province of Misamis Oriental. So we would like to welcome our next guest speaker, Mr. Joseph Randy M. Loy, the PDRM head of Nabunturan, Davao de Oro. Allow me to share my screen again.
To the men and women of PAGASA.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Oops. Oh. Share screen. Is my screen visible na po ba? So
Yes,
our
ma'am.
next guest speaker is Mr. Joseph Randy M. Loy, the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Management Head of Nabunturan, Davao de Oro, which is formerly Compostela Valley.
On behalf of the Provincial Government of Davao de Oro, we would like to congratulate DOST-PAGASA and Mindanao PAGASA Regional Services Division as you celebrate the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day with the theme Early Warning and Early Action, Hydromet and Climate Information for DRR. Indeed, we are very thankful for the support of PAGASA in the installation of various early warning system devices in the province of Davao de Oro. The benefits of this leads to early warning and early action, a forecast-based early action mechanism that allows our local disaster risk reduction and management officers and offices to carry out preventive measures such as preemptive or forced evacuation in their respective locality, which leads to zero casualties whenever we face disasters. Through the early warning system, these anticipatory actions lead to decreasing risks among communities and making its residents be aware on what to do, how to respond to disasters, or even to the hazards they're facing every day. This partnership with PAGASA is very laudable, and we look forward for more engagement with you as we look forward for capacity building activities that will be carried out by your office and our province in maintaining, for example, maintaining the early warning system devices. This is also our way of helping you out in order to immediately respond or proceed with the repairs of these devices requiring immediate action or minor repairs. Again, thank you for your technical support and valuable services extended to the province of Davao de Oro. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sir Randy Loy, for the invaluable collaboration with Mindanao PRSD and by utilizing local early warning information in the decision-making for disaster risk reduction. The last but not the least speaker is from our local radio station in Cagayan de Oro City, which is Magnum Radio 99.9. Let us welcome Sir Gilbert T. De Los Santos, Magnum Radio Music and Production Supervisor. Allow me to share my screen again. So,
On behalf of the provincial
Sa unang araw pa lamang ng Magnum Radio 99.9 at hanggang sa ngayon, lagi namin kasama sa pagbibigay ng tama at importanteng balita ang Mindanao Pag-asa, lalo na kung pag-uusapan natin ang weather o weather forecast, at napapakinggan to ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental at iba pang parte. Malawak na ang partnership ng Magnum Radio at ng Mindanao Pag-asa sa pagbibigay ng up-to-date, sa paghatid ng latest, detalyadong balita tungkol sa panahon, lalo na pag may masamang panahon katulad ng LPA, thunderstorm at bagyo. Every now and then, kasama namin ang Mindanao Pag-asa. Hindi makukumpleto ang programa ng Magnum Radio pag wala ang Mindanao Pag-asa. Umulan man o umaraw, partner namin ang Mindanao Pag-asa. In behalf of our station manager, Magnum June Albino, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa Mindanao Pag-asa. God bless po.
thank you so much. Maraming salamat, Magnum Radio 99.9, for being Mindanao Pag-asa's partner in disseminating the local daily weather forecasts, warnings, and advisories, most especially during inclement weather. Ang Magnum Radio po hindi nagsasawa makinig sa local weather forecast namin kahit na paulit-ulit kasi hourly silang tumatawag lalo na kapag may bagyo. So, thank you very much po to all the Mindanao Pag-asa stakeholders. Your support and cooperation is very much appreciated since it plays a significant role in order for us to carry out our mandate, which is to deliver reliable weather and climate-related information, products, and services to develop resilient communities. The next part of our program is the open forum. If you have any questions, please type it in the chat box. So, please, this is your opportunity po to raise your questions po. If you have any po. I think there is none. Okay, I think there is none. So, our program has reached its end. To officially close this program, may we request Ma'am Anyanita R. Fortich, Assistant Weather Services Chief of the Mindanao Pag-asa Regional Services Division. Ma'am Ann, please take the virtual floor.
Yes, Han, good afternoon. And thank you. My respect to our Administrator, Dr. Vicente Malano, to our Deputy Administrator for Operations and Services, Dr. Landrico Yuda Lida Jr., to our Deputy Administrator for Research and Development, Dr. Esperanza Ukayanan, to our Deputy Administrator for Administrative and Engineering Services, Dr. Nathaniel T. Servando, to our PRSD Weather Services Chiefs, to our very own Weather Services Chief of Mindanao Pag-asa Regional Services Division, Sir Anthony Joseph R. Lucero, colleagues, heads and representatives from other government agencies and private entities, disaster risk reduction officers, media partners, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to all of us. It's been a pleasure being with all of you today. We appreciate much for your presence. In spite of your very hectic workload, still you spend your time to join us on this virtual tour in celebration of the 157th National and 72nd World Meteorological Day on the theme Early Warning and Early Action, Hydrometeorological and Climate Information for Disaster Risk Reduction. Nowadays, our unwavering faith and dedicated weather services, despite of the pandemic, must continue, and we need to embrace the reality. Life changed suddenly, especially when disaster and calamity that strikes our locality. We in the Mindanao Pag-asa Regional Services Division have a greater appreciation and so grateful for the value of this virtual tour to showcase our meteorological products and services to the general public and so glad communicating directly through social media that can disseminate the messages further to stakeholders and influence others, like as we are hearing the message and video presentation today. Indeed, this is a very fruitful activity because it provides new insights of the benefits of our local early warning services, especially heavy rainfall warnings and advisories during inclement weather. It also contributes an effective and efficient decision-making in line for agriculture, energy, and water resources to acquire effective tools for making short-term decisions and meeting long-term goals. As frontliners in the field of weather services, we must see to it that our weather information, such as rainfall advisories, flood warnings, and other advisories, must be delivered timely, efficiently, and accurately to reduce and minimize damage or risk and to save lives and properties that enhances local economic well-being. We always look forward hearing some of your feedbacks that indicates areas for improvement. Hoping so much that you have gained some valuable information and enjoyed on this virtual tour and continue to trust PAGASA. Again, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to all our partner agencies, disaster risk reduction officers, stakeholders, and media partners for always being there, helping us in sharing the valuable information to the general public for them to act at the right time, in the right place, and to able to save many lives and protect the livelihoods of the communities, both now and in the future. So with that, we can plan together, we can work together, and together we build a better world for our people. I wish you all a happy World Meteorological Day celebration. Dahang salamat sa tanan, and mabuhay.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Ann, for a heartwarming message. So I saw a question in the chat box. So I will read the question. Are your river basin, this is from an anonymous attendee, are your river basin flood forecasting and warning centers operational 24/7? So may we respectfully request Sir Anthony to answer the question?
Yes, we are 24-hour in the watch for our river basin, especially during heavy rainfall. We have our not only our weather forecaster, we also have our hydrologist on standby. Thank you.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Anthony. Are you satisfied na po ba yung anonymous attendee? So if you have questions or concerns regarding Mindanao PRSD, allow me to share my screen. This is our please address your concerns or letter request to Sir Anthony Joseph R. Lucero, the Weather Services Chief of MPRSD. Our address is at Mulugan, El Salvador City. This is our email address, our landline office, landline, mobile.
Oh, thank you.
And so I guess that ends our program. No, not yet. We are all grateful for your presence. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. Allow me to turn over the virtual floor to Sir Lorenzo Moron to wrap up the program.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hannah. At this point in time, may we kindly request all the regional directors, assistant weather services chief, and all your resource persons to kindly open your camera together with Dr. Esperanza Cayanan, Dr. Landrico Dalida Jr., Dr. Nathaniel Servando, and of course, Ma'am Maria Cecilia Monteverde. We will have a photo opportunity first. Kindly open your camera. I think we can transfer Doc June and Dr. Servando to the panelists. Can we request everyone to kindly open your camera for a photo opportunity? Thank you. may I request LJ to kindly take the shot.
Okay po. 3, 2, 1. Smile po. Hindi pa po naka-open yung camera ng iba. Paki-open na lang po. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello po.
Okay na.
Hindi pa, sir. Hindi pa po naka-open yung camera. Ayan. Sandali lang po. 1, 2, 3. Paste ko lang po. Isa pa po. Open lang po. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay po. Thank you po.
At this juncture, thank you very much. May we hear a message from the Deputy Administrator for Research and Development, Dr. Esperanza O. Kayanan.
Hindi ko ma-promote si
Maraming salamat, Lawrence, at magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Lubos-lubos ang aking kagalakan ngayong hapon na ito dahil sa activity na ito. This is our first in PAGASA's history na nagkaroon tayo ng virtual tour. Siguro dapat magpasalamat tayo sa pandemic dahil dito nagkaroon tayo ng ganitong activity. Kahit na nasa iba't ibang isla tayo ng Pilipinas, ngayon we are gathered together as one nation, one agency na handang tumulong at magbigay ng serbisyo sa ating bayan. Nakakataba ng puso yung mga sinabi ng ating mga guest speakers ngayon, yung ating mga stakeholders, yung mga partners natin, yung DRRM officers natin. Talagang siguro na-feel naman natin ngayon na yung ating ibinibigay na serbisyo ay talagang kanilang nare-recognize. At ito yung sinasabi ko na hindi ito mapapantayan ng anumang sweldo. Kasi yung ating pagsisilbi sa ating bayan ay talagang nakakapagpaalab ng damdamin. Ito nga talaga yung ating sinumpaan nung tayo ay pumasok sa PAGASA na talagang tayo ay magsisilbi ng taus-puso para sa ating bayan. Kaya ako'y gusto kong batiin ang lahat ng mga naging busy or involved sa pagpe-prepare nitong activity na ito. Siyempre, unang-una yung ating chair ng Committee for the Celebration of the National and World Meteorological Day Celebration, si Miss Charmy or Maria Cecilia Monteverde, yung kanyang vice chair na si Elena Tan, kasama din si Sharon Arwejo, and then of course si Lorenzo Moron, at lahat-lahat ng coordinators ng mga different PRSD. Congratulations, napakaganda ng ginawa ninyo. Sa pamamagitan nito ay naipahatid natin o naipaalam natin sa buong Pilipinas, and siguro kung meron nanonood din sa ating Facebook na taga-ibang bansa, kung ano-ano yung ating mga PAGASA services all over the country, hindi lang dito sa central office, hindi lang yung tungkol sa bagyo. Kung hindi, meron na tayong localized na products. So, congratulations. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating partners, sa lahat ng ating stakeholders. Yun pong ating theme na early warning, early action. Hindi po yan matutupad kung wala po yung participation ng ating mga stakeholders. Baliwala yung ating advance warning, yung ating early warnings na yan, kung walang tamang aksyon yung ating mga partners at yung ating mga kababayan. Kaya muli, hinihiling po namin ang cooperation, participation ng bawat isa. Tayong lahat ay may responsibilidad, hindi lang ang PAGASA, hindi lang ang OCD, hindi lang ang ating mga responders, kung hindi tayo pong lahat. So once again, congratulations. We hope that this activity today will open the minds and hearts ng ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat po on behalf of PAGASA. Magandang hapon po, stay safe, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Doc SP. Of course, this event would not have been successful without the support of our moderators and representative, Mr. Romeo Ganal for Northern Luzon, Ms. Bernadette Lucilio for National Capital Region, Ms. Roti Pacala for Southern Luzon, Ms. Vanteris Sabiliano for Visayas, Ms. Hannah Lorraine Salvador for Mindanao, and of course for our technical support staff, Ms. LJ Canilio, Ms. Gladys Hagong, Mr. JC Lambrento. So as to conclude, as we endeavor to boost local early warning service in the country, PAGASA Regional Services Division play a crucial role to maintain the relevance of the early warning services through timely, accurate, and reliable weather and climate information and services in various regions. In the pursuit of public service, PAGASA remains fully committed to continuously improve meteorological services while strengthening partnership and collaboration with local and international partners for the greater benefit of the general public. And today's virtual tour is a manifestation of PAGASA's relentless efforts to augment local public weather services for the protection of people's lives, properties, and livelihood. Rest assured, PAGASA will continue to put its best foot forward to support effective disaster risk reduction and management in the country through science, technology, and innovation, thus, science for the people. Thank you very much once again. That concludes the PRSD Virtual Tour, Local Public Weather Services. Once again, good afternoon.
Congratulations.